why they were executed is because they were immigrants. It's very clear then that the Italians of those days were the Mexicans of today, were the Latinos of today, from any country in Latin America. This is why it is pertinent for us, even though we are not Italian, even though many of us are not anarchists, to be here remembering them, honoring their memory, because they were executed on the electric chair by the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, by the society that ruled in those days, because even Harvard University, MIT, all those institutions were involved in this assassination of Sacco and Vanzetti. It is pertinent that we, the immigrants of today, are here remembering Sacco and Vanzetti. It's also pertinent that the anarchists that are with us today remember their comrades, brave comrades, and they remember them with dignity because they died dignified, struggling for the working class. And now I want to say a few words in Spanish. Compañeros, compañeras, es un placer tenerlos a ustedes no solamente como músicos hoy día, sino tenerlos como inmigrantes en este evento que recuerda a Sacco y Vanzetti. Sacco y Vanzetti en sus días, en el año 1927, cuando fueron asesinados por el Commonwealth de Massachusetts en la silla eléctrica por sus convicciones del lado de la clase obrera, porque eran inmigrantes italianos, y los italianos de entonces, compañeros, compañeras, los italianos de entonces eran los mexicanos, los latinos, los guatemaltecos, los nicaragüenses, los salvadoreños de hoy día. Eran perseguidos. Así que vuestra música con nosotros hoy día indica que estamos todos al tanto de esta historia de los Estados Unidos, que es parte de nuestra historia. Así que muchas gracias, compañeros, y ya estaremos marchando por las calles de Boston con su hermosa música. Muchas gracias.
¡Viva El Salvador!
Thank you, Sergio. So we're going to welcome now my fellow worker from the Industrial Workers of the World, Max. Max is also coordinator of Anarchists of the Black Cross. Welcome, Max. Woo!
Thank you, everyone. Thanks for coming out on a damp, drizzly day. I just have a short speech to give. 88 years ago, 2 Italian men were murdered by the state of Massachusetts. They were anarchists and workers. One a simple shoemaker, one sold fish. Their names were Nicola Sacco and Bartolomeo Vanzetti. Despite their constant denial of committing any crimes ever, some sins, but no crimes, those are the words of Vanzetti himself, those were his last words. They were found guilty of murder by a clearly biased jury. We are familiar with this now, and all too familiar with police acting as judge, jury, and executioner. We see racism in the courts, where these killers get freed after taking the lives of young black men and women. We see the injustices and the racist rhetoric coming from presidential candidates regarding people coming here simply looking for a better life. We as anarchists must stand and fight these true crimes. We must educate the public, the young people, For they will take over from us the banners and the black flags. This country has made prisoners, more prisoners than any other country in the world. Our prisons are full of poor people who are convicted of basic crimes and then sentenced to long terms of incarceration, taken advantage of by unscrupulous bond companies that keep them in debt for the rest of their lives. They cannot work. They cannot vote. They have no rights. We must end this oppression. We must bring real equality to all oppressed people around the world. We must end the control of the state run by the rich and end the torment of the poor. Long live anarchy. Those are Sacco's last words. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you to my friend and fellow worker Max from the Industrial Workers of the World. They say in the Industrial Workers of the World, an injury to one is an injury to all. An injury to one
is an injury to all.
An injury to one
is an injury to all.
While we're in the chanting mood, just remember whenever you hear a Sacco and Vanzetti today, you can just say, Presente!
Presente!
Sacco and Vanzetti?
Presente!
All right. So now I'm going to welcome up Bob. He is a coordinator for Veterans of Peace. He is the coordinator of Veterans for Peace and the Smedley Butler Brigade. Welcome, Bob. Where are you? Oh, you're right next to
Oh, hi everybody. Wow. It's nice to see such a grand bunch of people. I know a lot of you, and it's nice to see some new faces out there as well. It also seems to be appropriate that this is a gray, drizzly day because of what we're remembering here with Sacco and Vanzetti is the hatred and the bigotry and the ignorance of humanity that so easily takes over our conscious minds and just turns us into monsters. Sacco and Vanzetti didn't murder anybody. It was long proven. Even Frankfurter, who was eventually put on the Supreme Court by the FDR, said this was ridiculous. Massachusetts executed 2 innocent people while the people who perpetrated the crime got away. On a solid note, last week, Connecticut declared the death penalty unconstitutional. So, one more state has declared no more death to people that wind up in these types of situations. But the biggest problem that we have, the largest problem that we have is that the hatred is building again. People are stoking these fires. You have I can't even say his name, who's tossing out horrific things about Latinos, and just absolutely just ready to make me burst with anger because I know so many good, hard-working people, and for him to come out and say that these people are lazy, disgusting, miserable, rotten people, the same way that 80 some odd years ago they said about the Italians, they said about the Irish, they said about the Germans, they said about the Dutch, they said about everybody else that ever came to this country, and now the newest group is of Latin origin, and so now they become the fodder. They become the fuel that keeps this fire of hatred going, when all we are is every last one of us. All we are human beings. No matter where we're from, no matter what we look like, no matter what our language is, we are human beings, And we all deserve the integrity and respect that all human beings are inherently born with. I've fought for this country. I believe in the Bill of Rights. I would fight for it again if I had to fight for the Bill of Rights. I'm not going to fight for the Constitution. That's fighting for the government. The Bill of Rights is what protects us. That's what I would fight for. And I will do that as long as I stand and as long as I breathe. And I hope all of you will too. And as we move forward, we will realize that each and every last one of us, brother and sister alike, are human beings that drink the same water, breathe the same air, walk the same earth, and the only thing we want is dignity. We ask for nothing more. I thank you, and I wish you all a wonderful day. For Franco, for Sacco and Vanzetti, presente, and may there never be another day like that again. Thank you.
Thank you, Bob. Again, Bob's from Veterans for Peace and the Smedley Butler Brigade. Just in case anybody wasn't catching Bob's reference, I believe he was referring to Donald Trump. And since we're here today to commemorate Sacco and Vanzetti and to stand in solidarity with all immigrants, let's give him a big boo right now. Or, you know, if you want to give him the finger. We don't want Trump. That's, you know, if he had been there, then he would have, I think, fit in pretty well considering what happened to Sacco and Vanzetti. So next, let's just do one more time. Sacco and Vanzetti, presente. So next, I would like to welcome up here John Harris. He's from the Communist Party USA. Come on up.
Woo!
Woohoo!
Hi there. I feel proud to be here today among working class people. Sacco and Vanzetti, first and foremost, they were working class people, immigrants fighting for justice for working class people. They were organizers who stood up and fight. That's what made them different. Ordinary working class people. And I thought I would read a poem today that talks about working class people in a factory setting. And well, I hope you like it. It's called Working on the Line. Waking at the crack of dawn, drag across the floor. Shower keeps me moving on, soon I'm out the door. Make it with a bit to spare, clocking when it's time. Every day I do my share, working on the line. Now the line is starting up, hands now feel some pain. See the next job creeping up, rhythm in my brain. Products made consistently, all our work combined. Cogs and wheels of industry, working on the line. Soon my hands don't feel the weight, part of a machine. Mind and body separate, like I'm in a dream. Morning break is coming soon, line shuts down at 9. Whistling a happy tune, working on the line. Cruz works close to chemicals, he's a piece of work. Cursing women's genitals, some say he's a jerk. Floor is forced to work 2 jobs, paycheck worth a dime. Could it be your health is robbed? Working on the line. Fridays when we get our check, we forget the pain. Ball and chain around our neck, another week the same. Some folks shout while others sing, Benny smells of wine. Some half crazy do our thing, working on the line. Living hard while chasing dreams we may catch someday. Thinking of those 2 extremes, one so far away. Some know better after years, old before their time. When the future disappears, working on the line. Then they start to dream again, for the kids it seems. Planning for a future when they can live their dreams. Wai Ling doing packaging, does her work with pride. Talks about life in Beijing, working on the line. Many coming here to stay, far away from home, looking for a better day. All roads lead to Rome. Esperanza likes to joke, says she's doing fine. In Honduras, she was broke, working on the line. Guatemala genocide, death throughout the land. A colossal fratricide? Juan blames Uncle Sam. Tales of the kleptocracies as they undermine methods of democracy, working on the line. Genocide Cambodia, a horrific show. Khmer Rouge Utopia. Keen was there, he knows. Gathered at a melting pot, futures intertwine. Taking orders is our lot, working on the line. As the years out on the floor, traveled since my youth. Took me on a world tour, where I learned some truth. Seems that we create their wealth, those whose mansions shine. As we're stuck out on a shelf, working on the line. Taking pride in what we do, making something real. There's another point of view, something that we feel. Could there be a better way, one we can design? We who toil our lives away, working on the line. Thanks.
All right, thank you very much, John. So at this point, we're gonna gather our belongings, as they say on the MBTA, and follow. We're always gonna be behind the band. So everybody take a good look back here. You're gonna be following these guys. They're gonna be leading us. So we're gonna walk up Tremont Street. We're gonna turn on Winter Street. We're gonna make a right on Winter Street, and we're gonna take Washington Street, and then cut over to Congress. From there, we're gonna get Hanover Street. We're gonna go into the North End. It's gonna be great. One more shout out to Boston Banda Vibas El Salvador. Woo! Woo! Thank you. They're going to be leading us. So all these awesome musicians with the white t-shirts, let's make sure we're not getting ahead of them.
So we need somebody to carry the Sacco Vanzetti flag. That is going to be in the front so that we are in communication with the band. One of the things that we'll try to do as we go in the march. So we're going to have the band play one song, then there will be some chants. Then another song, silence for a few minutes, not a few minutes, a few seconds. Then chanting again. We stop chanting, the band plays again. Basically it's going to be one chant, band, one chant, band, and so on and so forth. Entonces, compañeros, pueden empezar ya a tomar sus instrumentos y en formación. Vamos a ir con la bandera de Sacco y Vanzetti delante de ustedes. Vamos a hacer una canción para salir de aquí, cortita porque llegamos nada más que hasta la señal de luz ahí arriba. Y entonces hacemos los eslogans hablados, no con un megáfono. Después tocan ustedes nuevamente. Yo voy a ir concentrándome con el compañero que está dirigiendo esto para que vayamos una y una. Perfecto. Así que démonos tiempo de formarnos y colocamos la bandera adelante, etcétera, etcétera. Muchas gracias, compañeros.